Hi, welcome to Garden Cafe. I'm Maureen, and today I'm focusing on one half of the front porch over there. And I'll show you photos of what it was in July and what it is now, and you'll understand why I'm doing it. It's just an evolution from summer into fall, trying to bring it forward with color and beauty. Hope you enjoy. Almost everything that looked so beautiful at the beginning of the year just is looking so tired. So I'm going to start with this section of the front porch. This area with the window boxes and the planters in this alcove on the front porch. Today started a 30% off wall-to-wall sale at Callaway's. I told my husband, why don't you come with me? I need one tall plant to start in here. And on the way home, my husband said he's going to hire a math tutor for me so I can understand the concept of one. I just had to grab everything I saw. It was a good idea we got out when we did. So we're going to start with the window boxes and this. Calibracoa was gorgeous. Again, tired and burned. And the calancho. The calancho is all very healthy. It hasn't been flowering. Obviously, it's just a little too hot, too much sun. It was gorgeous earlier in the year or in the summer, and I'll put a picture here showing that. I want to save them. I did a lot of research, YouTube, online, about how to get these to rebloom, and I'll show that next. Anyway, I'm going to start with this section, and then we'll move into this area. It's an alcove, almost complete shade, a tiny bit of direct sun later in the day, and that's about it. But this we'll do second, and the window boxes and the Calibracoa will do first. Well, my microphone stopped working, so I'll do my best. I don't anticipate this calancho being very difficult to separate. I originally planted, and you can see it all grew out towards the sun, but I originally planted 3 separate calancho plants, and obviously they're massive. There's a few, this one, and the one in the middle and the other planter that is huge. So I'll be upplanting them in these pots. I reuse these. I save them every time I buy a plant. And the other ones I think will be fine in the smaller pots. All right, so let's see how this comes out. There we go. Looks good. Okay, see if we can separate these without destroying the roots too much. Well, there's one. Alright, that's a little bigger than I thought. I'm not sure if that pot is going to be big enough, this medium pot size. And take out the other one. Yep. Yeah, they're coming apart pretty easily, actually. And that'll be perfect for one of the smaller pots. And then the monster. And I'm just going to leave him just the way he is. Okay. So here's the plan. Apparently, to get these guys to rebloom, you basically have to trick them into believing it's going through a winter period, and then back into spring. So apparently you're supposed to keep them in the dark for up to 16 hours a day, and then indirect light for 8 hours a day. So pretty amazing. I don't know what area of the world has that much dark and that much light for calancho, but I'm going to see how it works out. I have a room in my house that I can close the blinds during the day for most of the day, and then open them up, again indirect. I won't have them right by the window for 8 hours a day. Give it a chance. I mean, they're healthy. They are pretty green plants. I like them. I really have no problem with them just the way they are. But I would prefer, obviously, that I get them to flower again. So we'll try this experiment and see what happens. Very floppy, but it's been floppy for quite a while. I've been cutting the hanging, it puts out these hanging sections off of the window box. I've been cutting those and putting them in smaller planter pots, and they are alive. Again, not blooming, but seem to help get the weight off. The weight was almost pulling the roots out of the window box, so hoping this helps. All right, that's one. Okay. And I've got some bulbs up here. Wow, he is just so floppy. I've got some bulbs up here for, well, we'll talk about that later. Okay, next two. Put a little less soil in this one. I think I could have put a little less in that one as well. Wow. Okay, well, we'll see if it works. I mean, it has some roots, but I expected there to be much more to this. I guess not. We'll see. We're ready to start on the second window box. I think the first, all of these are going to do well, I'm pretty sure. They'll go inside. And let's see how the second box comes out. This is the home to the Calancho for now. And I'm just going to leave the lights off and I'll open the blinds 8 hours a day. Again, it's all an experiment. I put pie tins underneath, obviously, just less mess when you're watering it. And I will be moving the other 3 Calancho in here. I just need to figure out how to space it. I want, yes. it's time to plant up the new window box design. I'm going to use cyclamen. Every color in the rainbow. So pretty. So for this one, I'm going to do the very white and the purplish one first, pink in the center, and purple on the far end. Not too bad. I'm going to aim it just slightly, angle it towards the outside where you can see it best. When you walk up to the front of the house. And these are gorgeous, and in Central Texas, in my zone, they bloom all the way through December, into January, and even into February. And I had one that actually stayed alive through most of the summer, which was a bit of a surprise. It was a lovely surprise. Yeah, but towards the end of the summer, that last one didn't make it, so. There we go. I think that's where I want them. I'm going to put the soil in the back to kind of maintain that angle I'm looking for. I think that will hold it. And then go to the front. And I'll get some more soil ready, and I add some plant tone to it, some compost, just to amend it. It's not the most fabulous soil in the world, but with the amendments I think we're just fine. Back to this side. Okay. I think that looks beautiful. That is going to be stunning. Okay. All right, that's one down, one more to go. These are ready to go out. I'll pull in the Calibracoa next. This is the Calibrachoa that was behind the Kalanchoe. Very sunburned, dried out, still alive. So I'm going to trim this back and I'll move it to another pot. And what I'm going to plant instead is these Johnny Jump Ups. Lots of color, very pretty. And then the pot with the new Johnny Jump Ups will go behind the cyclamen. So let's get this cut back first. And literally, I am just going to give it a haircut. It is just too much stress on this plant to try to keep the longer sections alive. All right, I think that should do. I'll probably end up cutting it back even more, to be honest with you, but for now, I think we're good. All right, so I will just, for the moment, put it in here. I'm not even going to put soil or anything yet. I'm going to move this to one of the pots on the back porch. Give it a little bit of a rest. Big pot. All right, and that'll go to the backyard. Okay, let's start in on this. The soil's been amended, vermiculite, plant tone, compost. So it's all very good. And I just love these Johnny Jump Ups. They're just so much color in tiny little flowers. I just love them. I actually may put a few more. I pulled 3. I may do more, but let's see what we have. This one's dry. Very, very dry. Okay. That looks pretty. And obviously this will fill in some, but I wanted it to grow above the cyclamen. So the cyclamen on both sides and the window boxes with this sort of in the center, adding even more color. Yeah, let me get one more. Put another yellow in here. Yeah, okay. Now with the pots, I plant everything in the ground pretty densely. But every time I plant things too densely in the pots, none of them seem to do very well. I'm not sure if that's simply because of my gardening zone 8B9A, or if it's simply the plants I choose. I'm not sure why, but they do fill in, so I don't overfill them much anymore, because I'd rather they last a little bit longer. And be more gorgeous moving on than, you know, a big stunner right now. Okay, so that will go out next. Middle here. Yeah, got a big hole in the center. Okay. All right. I think those are gonna look nice. You would never know it's October. It's so flippin' hot still, mid-October. Welcome to Texas. That's step 1. the railing. Step 2 is that alcove on the front porch right behind that section of railing. I am going to be adding these flowers. I'm just placing them for now where I want them in this alcove and front of the window box, or behind the window boxes. But this caught my eye over here. This poor Persian shield has never been happy on the porch. So I think I'm going to put one of these in here instead. So I'm going to jump over to this side of the porch and then go back to what my original plan was. Alright, so the cyclamen's in and the Persian shield is out in the shade garden. I'll give it a chance, see if it'll come back out there. So now, let's get back to work on this side of the porch. It's time to start working on the pots in the alcove. I think I have everything placed where I want it for the most part, and obviously I'm going to pull out some of the stuff that just has not been doing very well. I've amended the soil with compost and biotome, so we're ready to go. I'm almost out of soil, so we'll see how far I can get on this project today. So I'm just taking out the ones I have planned for this one. I've got a cyclamen, calibrachoa, and a tiger plant, which I haven't used before. I have not used the tiger plant before, but it looks absolutely stunning, and the flowers it grows are quite pretty, and it gets taller. So I sort of like that for this area. But first, I have to take out the Persian shield, which, again, as the others, I will put in the backyard, in the shade garden. Let's get this over here. Oh, to see if it survives. Actually, this one, I think I'm going to let this one go. I'm pretty sure this one's had the best it's going to do. I'll set it aside. I might as well put it in the shade garden just to see how it does. I'll put him over here for now and get a pot to bring him in the backyard after I'm done here. Alright, so this soil actually is pretty good in here. It's pretty rich. I'll add some of the composted soil and the biotome and mix it up. Alright. Okay, so the calibrachoa grows and sort of drapes. So I'm going to put that in at an angle facing forward here. Where's the edge? Okay. Loosen up the roots just a little bit. I think I'm going to put her right there. And then the cyclamen, this is the kind that apparently has a perfume odor. But I like it because it's very pretty. Alright. And I think I'll put that more straight up and down. And then the tiger plant, which is supposed to get pretty large. The actual name of it is Aphilandra. But they do get pretty large. And as I said, they are really pretty flowers. Alright. There. Alright, so that one looks good. I think that's... I don't think I'm going to plant anything in this pot. Not anything new, none of the flowers. I love the golden pathos. It grows just these long, beautiful leafy branches. And when all of the pots are completed in this alcove, I wind these in between the pots, and frankly, I just love the look. It drives my husband nuts. I love it. So I just try to keep it a little bit under control, and I mean, I swear, some of these branches are probably 10 feet long, but they're gorgeous. The leaves are beautiful. They add color, and I just love it. The other thing in this pot is the polka dot plant, which has gotten completely leggy, ugly, and out of control. I did at one point tie it up to try to keep it upright. What I really should have done was just continued to prune it, because it was the prettiest little bush at one point. So let me get these out of here, and I'm going to prune these branches back. And I'm going to do a pretty dramatic pruning. I mean, as I said, I definitely let this go too far. But it will come back. They're fairly resilient. So in the beginning, it may seem pretty empty in here, but I don't know if you can see, they are growing down here. I mean, and they're pretty and they're bushy, and that's how they should be. And I just wanted just a teeny bit of height above the golden pathos. And the pretty color of the polka dot plant. It was very pretty. So anyway, all right, so we're gonna trim this back. As I said, I don't think I'm gonna do any new planting of the flowers I purchased for in here. We'll just see how this one works out. And I can, you know, put some of the, there we go, you can see. I mean, it's pretty, and it will grow. These grow pretty quick. So far, we've updated this one. I'm happy with this one now. The Chrysandra, I've been happy. I've been thrilled with the way that looks. We trimmed, seriously trimmed, the polka dot plant, and I'm just going to use the pathos to kind of outline everything, and I'll put those branches where I want them. For right now, let's look at this one over here. Let's put some plants in here for now to get a visual of how I want it to look. And right now, it's got a begonia that's growing. It's actually kind of pretty. I think that might be beautiful. Some old Calibracoa, which I am just going to take it out. All right. So, this is my thought. I want to put a tall spatifilum, I'm sure I'm brutalizing that name, in the back, right around here. I thought I put another cyclamen maybe there. I want to leave the begonia, see where that goes. And then maybe put a Johnny Jump Up just for a little bit of different color. Again, I don't densely plant my pots very much. It just seems to work better for me if I do it a little and let each plant grow in. When I do these pots, I like to do them for an entire season. I prefer everything just grow up. And the way you do that, the way I do that, is to give it a little bit of room to grow. Everyone has their own viewpoint on that one, but anyway, that's mine. Okay, so let's get started on this one. All right. This is very good soil. It's been amended. It has biotome. Oh. Compost. A lot of really good stuff in there. Okay, so let's see, which way do I want this to go? I don't know, I think like that. Take it off. Oh, wow. He's just a teensy bit root bound. I'll probably seriously be happy to be out of that pot. Oh my goodness. These roots are definitely strong. Just loosen it up a little. Okay, and that's about where we wanted it. That's good. Okay. with the begonia right in the center so it can get bigger there. And let's get the tag off. Cyclamen. Let's put him, I'll put her over here, I think. This direction you're looking at right now is what people see when they walk up to my front door. The other way is the direction you see when people step up from the driveway. So I like to have both views have some visual interest. Okay, in there. Give that begonia a little room to grow. Alright. And I think I'll put a Johnny jump up over here. Maybe two. No, I think I'll start with one and see where he goes. You can always add more if I don't like the way it's filling in. Okay. I'm just going to angle it a teeny bit forward. Okay, a little more full on this side, less on this side. I think I will add one more over here. That's already the white and purple. Let's put pink Johnny jump up behind it. There we go. Okay, yeah, as I said, not densely planting, and watch me add more plants. Wow, these are definitely getting root bound. They've been in those little pots a little too long, which is probably why they were on a super sale. They sure are pretty. I'm fine with that. Okay. All right. I think that looks a little better. Again, it's going to have to be, all of this will, I'll use the blower to get the soil out. I'll place the ivy. But, okay, these 4 pots, I'm happy with. So now, we're going to move our attention to the last 2 pots over here. Now, I have collected a lot of these seeds already, so, and it's beautiful. That's why I collected the seeds. If you have something that's gorgeous, collect the seeds, and you'll be able to grow what you love this year, next year. Just cut these off and drop them in a paper bag and just let them dry. I'll shake the bag, take out the stems, and we'll have seeds. So, all good. So, beautiful from this angle, coming up the steps to the door. But this is what you see when you walk up, you know, when you park the car and walk up. So, I wanted to add some visual interest here. I'm thinking that I might throw one of these, does it have a tag? Cyclamen in here. Maybe like that. Because this doesn't take up a lot of room. Definitely likes growing forward, so I did stake it back at one point. I may pull a few back here and here. It just looks better upright. I may fix that. But planting this in here I think will add to the look from both angles. It's easy if you have something backed against a wall. You only have to worry about one side. But yeah, in this situation I literally have 2 entrances to my porch. And I want both to be gorgeous. Okay. Cyclamen is in. Roots here. Oh, what is that? Or what was that? It's gone now. Okay. And bit of white and purple. Johnny Jump Up over here. Pretty. And let's use the purple Johnny Jump Up over here. Okay. Dig that deeper. It's definitely a taller one. All right. I'm going to use some of my soil that I brought out here to build this up a little. With pots, every time you water, you know, the ones that have the holes on the bottom, which is best for drainage, the soil eventually washes out. So you may, even if you love your pots and they look gorgeous, need to come in and add a little soil. Okay. Alright, so I think that'll look good. And I'll show you the finished views from both sides when I'm finished. And after the soil. So the last part we have here, the last pot, and then it'll be clean up and doing the golden pathos through and just sprucing it up, is this pot. This pot, literally, I can't even remember what I had in here, but it just died. It was part of the summer destruction here. And I put in 3 cyclamen. I think I want to go in here. I may throw in 1 or 2 of the Johnny Jump Ups. I may save that for the other side. One thing it does have, it's got a begonia growing in here. I put in bulbs, I don't know, a while ago. Anyway, they seem to be growing on some of the pots, so see what happens. I forget which ones I planted, but online the flowers look gorgeous. Never planted begonias from bulbs before, so thought I'd give it a try. But let's make this look pretty right away. Alright, so I think I'll do 1, maybe 2, 3. These are the ones I had here. Maybe a Johnny Jump Up in between each one. We'll see. Alright, just set this aside for now. Let's start here. And these little tags come with these white and purple pink cyclamen to say that they smell good, basically. I guess the other ones don't have much of a smell. Normally they cost usually $1 more, but with the sale, the 30% off sale, these actually were the same price as the other ones. So I think they were just trying to clear off the shelves. And again, cyclamen is a fabulous Central Texas going into winter flower. The cold does not bother it. Of course, we don't get really hard freezes here very often. I mean, we do once in a while. A couple of years ago, of course, we had that really terrible freeze, but that's incredibly unusual for my 8B 9A zone. I don't know how I want this. Yeah, I think there. Okay. May use some of the soil that I put together. Where is the third one? Here. You may get some of the soil over there that I put together for today's planting. I thought I was going to need a lot more, but the soil in these pots it's pretty good. pretty nice. Rich. I like it. But again, I'll probably add some of the other soil because it is getting a little bit low. All right, let's see. I will do this. Orange and yellow. Oh, I don't know. I think I may stick with the purple and white in this section, in this pot. Okay. This begonia might be getting crushed a little bit too much. Let's give it a little room. All right. I think it's good. Begonia here kind of looks empty. I don't know. I think I'm going to give it a little room. So I'll just turn this pot for the time being and see what happens. It's all an experiment. Now it's time to clean all of this up and make it look pretty.